Data analyst, you are best suited when you have the requisite tools to work with. At Crystal Data Concept, we train you with the use of table visualization tool. Table is one of the visualization tool that is used to bring to understanding insights about businesses so that stakeholders can be able to make informed decisions. We have a lot of interactive visual interplay that is quite embedded in the table. There are quite a lot. Table Professional, Table Desktop, amongst many. We teach you how to use this to make business decisions for your business, for your company, and for the industry. It is a place where teaching is made easy. At Crystal Data Concept, the mystery about table is demystified. Within 1 and 2 months, you are good to go.
Today is day 4 of our Power BI class, and I would like to commend you so far. If you have taken your time to go through what we have done in the last 3 classes, you can be rest assured that you are making serious progress. Today in day 4, we are going to take it a little bit higher. We are going to start to create interactive dashboard, and I'm going to do 2 distinct and important things. I'm going to use the server to bring in tables that are more than one in order to create an interactive dashboard. As a way of recap, you will remember that we have been taught, or you are now conversant on how to import data from different data platforms. You can import data using your Excel sheet. You can also use CSV, which is the same thing. The difference is just the type of data. You can also use text file. Text file is the same thing as CSV, but it is in a pad format. Then you can also be able to bring in server. We did that in our last class. We are still going to repeat it again in today's class. So we're going to go ahead and then share my screen and open up the important aspect that we need to know as we continue with the class. Opening up our Power BI class. This is our Power BI, the way we stopped in class in the 3rd day of our course. We've been able to check the sum of standard costs, compare with the sum of other quantity, and we are getting some results. Maybe technically they may not be juxtaposable, because sum of quantity should not be giving us pounds rating, but what we did here was just to show you how you can bring visual, and it's also giving us an important lesson that is not everything that is visually seen that has sensibility to it. So whatever we are going to do, we must have sense attached to it. So to continue in our class today, I would like to go ahead and remove this from the and reduce this. We can collapse some of this to give us more space. Then let's open a new page. Let's open a new page altogether so that we can be able to bring in visual using the server. So observe as I go ahead to bring in the server. Yes, as a way of reminder, those of you that don't have Microsoft SQL Server and the studio your laptop, please make haste to send me a chat so that I can able to guide you on how to bring them into your system, so that I can able to help you to do this work. So we go to get data. Now our getting data, we're going to go through the SQL server to get our data. So we go to the server and we click on it. When we click on it, it will run and open. And when it opens, remember, as we're bringing this, we continue to explain anything that is new that you are not conversant with or we are not yet conversant with. It helps to build muscle memory. Now when you have clicked your SQL Microsoft server, this is the prompt that will come up. The prompt will require you to put in your license or the number, the ID number for your server, with which it can be able to interact with your server. So when this come up, the next thing you do is to go to your SQL server. That is why I say you need to download and install your SQL server and the studio. So when you go to your SQL server, now I have my SQL server already installed and they're already up. So when I click on it, all I need to do is to get this server name. So it's already highlighted. So you do Control C. When you do Control C, you move out of this environment and go back to your Power BI environment, and you come to this server position and you click on it and you do Control V. When you do that, you have now inserted your server name. So that will help you to connect to your server and I can begin to work. Now secondly, we have another optional step here. Now it's optional because even if you don't do that, you can be able to enter into the server. But if you go ahead to put up the database, I'm going to teach you what a database is. Database is where data are stored. The server is the tool that stores this data. That is different. So when you see big companies like Amazon, Reddit, and the rest, they are using a very heavy cloud server system. So when you go to the cloud, you can create your own server, micro server, or just like creating your own laptop up in the air and store or use it for data manipulation. So that is big data analytics. We'll go to that later. So for here, last class I just did it optional, but this one, let's see if we can do that. If we want to do it, that means I will go back to my SQS server. I can connect this just to show you what we are doing. When I connect this to my SQL Microsoft Studio, you see that databases are up. This is the server that I have opened. So when you click on this, it will give you the available database. You can see that we have Adventure Works 2022. We also have Adventure Work Data Warehouse, which is DW 2022. I also have Adventure Work LT Lite 2022. These were all installed by me when I finished putting up the server. I now brought in database. All this I will teach you how to do it, and this is the database that I created myself. But this is purely SQL, Structure Queried Language Management Studio. But for this brevity of teaching you what we want to do and where we are getting the database and the data, so that is why I'm opening this. So when you come, you see a plus, a plus, a plus, meaning that there's something embedded inside. The minus mean we have already removed what is inside. So I can come and open, because this is what I want to use, data warehouse, because it's the biggest and the heaviest. So if I come here and click on this plus, it will expand and open it, and you see that we have a database diagram, everything are there. But what I'm interested in is this table. That is where the data are stored. So when you click on it again, the table will expand and you see we'll have a lot of table, and it's not all this table we may need, and it is still going to open when I go to my Power BI. But I just want to show you what we are going to see when we get there. So my area of interest is this data warehouse. I can copy it. I can copy it You can do Control C, Control C. Let's see if we can open here for us so that we can put it under our option. Now it has entered. That is what I just wanted to do. What we normally copy is that we don't want to make any mistake of spacing or mistake of not writing or omitting wording, because it will not open. So after that, the next thing is a data connectivity mode. Are you importing this work into the Power BI environment, or you just want to query it from directly on the server? We say we want to import. There's other settings which we don't need for now. So after you have done this, you click OK. So now that we have clicked OK, it is now trying to have an interface. You see, the interface is opening. So it has directly gone to open what I just opened last in the server. That is what it is now opening in my Power BI environment. So you can see that we have some items, but this is where the data is. From the side, you see this is where the data is, but they start mostly from here and goes down. We have adventure work, build version, database log, dim account, dim currency, dim customer, dim date, amongst many. All these are tables. So you see that it has a lot of table as compared to the sample superstore data that we brought initially, which is just one table. Now we explain why we need more than one table in joining and the beauty of doing that. So now that we have this, we are not going to use all the data. We are going to pick some of the tables and bring them into our environment. So I'm going to pick arbitrarily, but what I'm picking is what can be able to be visualized and give us good interpretation. So I will pick customer, dim customer. Just check on the one you want to pick. See, just look again. Let me uncheck it. Look carefully down where you see low transform amongst others. Look carefully to it. Now, okay, let me pick dim customer again. By picking dim customer, load has come up. The next thing I want to pick geography, so I pick dim geography. I want to pick product category. We have dim product. I want to pick product category. I want to pick product subcategory. I want to pick reseller. I want to pick fact internet sales. You go down, you see fact internet sales. Fact internet sales. I want to pick sales reason. Reason for sales. Go down under S. You see facts reseller, fact survey, fact seller, dim sales reason. So after I have picked some of these, the next thing I'm going to do is, let me see how many number did I pick. I picked about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 tables. Okay, that's enough. Now when you have finished picking to bring it into the environment, one thing is certain is that you will need to look at preview. Need to preview your work. Now if you go direct to load, it means that you are sure of the table and the content. Remember, we say that if we have if we have a data that has been brought, mostly data, the work of a data scientist and data analyst is mostly to clean up data. We call it data cleaning and data mining. You clean it up because most of the time is full of dirty in sense that we have data that have lots of missing values. You have data that have that are not put in the right measurement category. We have data that are not specified correctly. We have data that are tagged none, and amongst many. So all this will constitute noise, and because of it, we need to do what? Clean it. So that is why you need to observe your work. After it, you load, except if the work has been done very well. For this, we are supposed to load because it's a clean data, but for the brevity of class, we'll go to transform data so that we can look at it one more time to be sure that what the data is specifying is what the data is actually is. So now we have clicked on the transformation of data. It will bring us to an environment that we call Power Query Editor. I said last time that Power Query Editor is also present in Excel. That is why Excel have the capability of doing some significant things that baffles one if he knows how to put them to use. So this is Power Query Editor environment, and if you look, you see all the items that we have picked, and the one that was there before for the last time was there. I specifically left them there so that you can see that you can bring in table to join to whatever you have before. So we can also look at it. We can look at your dean customer, for instance. You can refresh your work, say the preview may be up to 1 for 6 days old. That means that long will open it. So the reason for this is that sometimes data are gotten directly from source when they are close to the source, and they are made to be self regenerative or self refreshing. Now data will, as data has come in, it is improving itself. So if such is the case and sometimes it didn't do, there's a need for you to manually help it to refresh. Remember, during the election, the INEC portal was receiving data from various sources. If they have allowed it to go, you will see a result as it is changing lifetime. This is what we're talking about. So we'll refresh for the sake of refreshing. After we have refreshed, we can now go ahead and look at it. You can scroll here to look at the different data that are available. Of course, the information is here. 32 columns are here, and 199 plus row are available. So we look at the customer key, and these are primary key. We have geography key, and key is in the format of number. Now you want to know, if you're not sure of the data that is here, when you click on this, like now this is showing ash color, that means it is under view. You come up and look at data type, you see it is whole number, and whole number is put as 1 2 3. Geography is also a whole number. Customer alternate key, when you touch on it, it say is what is a text file. And I taught you that text file is any file that has write up outside numeric. So this is a text file. Now this is style, and it is ABC. Is also so that it's also a text file. These ones are values that are not imputed. That is why it's showing you null value. So as you continue to move, you see first name John, and first name, when you click on it to be sure of this, it will tell you that it's a text file. It's a text file. Middle name is a text file. Last name is a text file. So the next thing you are going to see, this is a boolean value. Boolean is values that have two distinct values, either yes or no, false or true, 1 or 0, A or B. These are boolean value. So if it is not A, it will be B. For instance, male or female. It's either you are a male or you are a female. So that is boolean value, true or false. As you can see, name style, these are false, so it is not true. Then you see birth date. Look at the design here. It says that this is birth date and it is a date function. So when I click on it, it will tell me that it's a date function. Assuming I'm seeing a date function, but this sign is different from what I'm seeing here, I will now go up here, click on this small arrow, it will drop down, and I will change to the format I want. That is why we are talking about transformation. So you can transform it so that sometimes the system tends to view. System tends to view to see if it has artificial intelligence, even though it is not very sophisticated. So it will interpret, but sometimes the interpretation are not always correct. So you have the system, marital status, surface, whether it's a Mr. or Mrs., if it's indicated or not, gender, amongst others. So these are what are there. All of them are there. So this is, but of course, we have seen this for the table dim customer. We have dim geography, we have dim product, let's look at dim product category, which is very short. You can also refresh if you wish. So it means the product that we have in all we are saying here is just four product category: bikes, components, clothing, and accessory. Remember, this server that we took, is a company that produces bicycle. It's a bicycle frame, but it's a hypothetical bicycle frame, meaning that it is not actually a true life bicycle frame, but it's a bicycle frame that has been fabricated to help you understand how to use server and how to use these tools of analysis to interpret and bring values that can be used to make decision for both stakeholders and your colleague and for yourself. Now, you have seen the product key, just the same thing we just done. Once you click on it, this is supposed to be what? A text, and that is what we are seeing, for instance. So it's just like that. So after we have seen this, we are sure that they are all in order so that we don't waste much time on it. We now come to this and open it. It has option close and apply, close. Now we want to start our work, so we just click on close and apply. So it will close now and apply it and bring it to the environment. Say there are pending changes in your query that haven't been applied. This may not be for this particular work, maybe the things that we did earlier or previously. So you can open it. If you don't want, you come here on this X and close it. But now that we have now closed and we're applying, the work has started loading. That loading that wanted to happen initially. So it will give you interpretation of what we have there among. There should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you scroll down, you see the remaining. It will tell you number of row. After that, it is now bringing it into the environment. It has finally brought it into your data environment. So it is now good or ready for you to use for analysis. So we have finally brought in data from the server and we have brought it into the Power BI environment. That is a wonderful achievement. So if you can be able to do that, you can always give yourself a clap and a pat on the back that you're making serious progress as far as Power BI is concerned. So after we have done this, the next thing now is to do what? Is to look at our work. Remember, this is your report view, and this is what we are seeing here. If you are not sure of the data or the table that you have, or you want to have a second look, you can come to the second icon here and click on it. When you click your second icon, you will see all those tables. Now it's showing product table. If I click on reseller, it will now show me reseller. If I click on the same product category again, it will bring the product category here. So you have manipulation at your own tip. You can always manipulate and do whatever you want to do without any restraint. So if they're okay, you can do two things. You can either commit it or you just go ahead. Now this is for relationship. This is for relationship. Remember yesterday on the last class that we had, I was able to show us a little bit of relationship when we use the first server, which is data, just adventure work 2022, where it was not a data warehouse, and we used some data, and it was able to show us some levels of relationship, especially one-to-one relationship. When you touch on this, you see what is location ID can be found in the two tables, so we can be able to join this table. And apart from this, another table again is joining to another table because of a new relationship, which is work order ID and work order ID. So this is what we had earlier. Now we have introduced new data. We want to shift our work a bit so that we can see what this new data is telling us. And the new data starts from this. So you have two options: either you minimize this so that it will show you more, or you shift it. So when you bring it up, you see relationship is being established. Let's also maybe reduce a bit so that we can see how far the relationship was able to be coordinated before we come back again and expand it. Now when you look at this, just forgetting this, let's concentrate on the one that I just downloaded now. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is 7 out of 8 of our table are actually interconnected. That is something important, very, very critical. When you touch this, you see relationship coming up. So now let me expand it again so that you can have a better view of it. Then we'll go to it and explain what has just happened. Now this is dim seller. Dim seller is related to the dim geography, and what is connecting them. When you touch the see geography key, okay, when we come up here, we can look for geography key. This geography key. So when I click it again, you see that geography key is what is connecting the two tables together. Now when I go rightwards and I'm seeing that fact internet cell is just in the middle connecting to many data, you can see there is movement here. Fact internet cell import data refreshed is connecting here, customer key is relating here. You come again, you see the same fact internet cell connecting again with a different data. If you scroll down, you see the data that is actually product key is what is connecting this and this. And I also talked about the combination of connection. Sometimes it is just one table and one table again on another, one key in a table and one key in another table, that gives you this combination we're talking about. So we'll call it one-to-one combination or connection. Sometimes you see one table connecting to many, we say one-to-many connection. And sometimes you see many key connecting to many key another table, you call it many to many. But what is actually good is that you have one to one or one to many. When you have many to one, it tends to breed confusion. So let's continue looking at it. See this dim customer, and it had relationship with fact internet cell. It also had relationship with dim product. It also had relationship with dim product sub category. Now this relationship that we are seeing is the basis of analysis. That is the basis of visualization. That is the basis of data analytics. When you have tables that are interconnected, that means you can able to get qualities. You can go from one table and pick something important and go to another table and pick something else that is different. Just few items that you can bring together and chart it, or you can graph it, or you can visualize it, and it will give you a different insight from what ordinary eyes can see by looking at table. It's giving you something that are hidden. That is what is why we call it insight. Insight. That insight is what is giving you the view, the clue, or the idea that you can use as information to make important decision. So this is showing us our model and how we can be able to get the relationship between more than one model, more than one table. So having done that, we'll come back again to our report view, and you begin to see what we can make out of these tables that we see. So we'll go to visual. Let's open up our visualization pane, and you see that our visualization pane has some important view. We have this build visual. We also have the format your report. There's something that have shifted from here. It continued to be modernized, but we'll see where it was kept as work goes on. So we said we want to build a dashboard. And what is a dashboard? A dashboard is that chart or table or a graphical presentation that can help you to have wide range of view by just looking at a table at a glance. That is what a dashboard is. So if we come to our work again, let's go to our table that we just created and pick something there. We'll look at let's open some of the table and see what it contains. See this table, human resource employee has birth date, it has business entity ID, it has currency flag, gender, hire date, job title, marital status, national ID number, amongst others. These are citing salary flag and the rest. The fact internet sale has order date, it has sales territory key, tax amount, unit price, amongst others. It also has gender. Okay, human resource has gender. We are looking at it to see what we are going to use to bring into our environment so that we can be able to visualize our work. Now when we look at now let me close other ones so that it can be very very clear. Okay, now let's pick we want to visualize, but there's something I want to show us here. When you look at this visualization pane, you can see that we have different kind of visualization. When you put your cursor on it, it will tell you the name of the one that you are touching. This is stack bar chart, this is stack column chart, there is for row and there is for column. This is cluster bar chart, this is cluster column chart, this is 100 stack bar chart, this is line chart, this is funnel, we'll have feed map, donut, we'll have tree map, we have a scatter chart, we have gauge, we have card, we have KPI, key performance indicator, we have slicer, we have table, we have the composition tree. All these are very very important. You can use them and get visuals that should be very very sweet for the work. Okay, now we want to bring in our date. We want to bring in there, but the date you want to get an interactive dashboard, you use what we call slicer. If you watch our those of us that were in Excel class, you saw how we use slicer to make our work interactive. It is the same idea we are bringing here. So you first of all come to your slicer and you click on your slicer. Where is our slicer? You click on the slicer, then you come to fact internet cell. That is where we saw our date. I want to be sure our order date. So we can click on our order date and see how it will interact here. Click on order date and see. Now when you click on your order date, you see that it will give you the date, everything, 29/12/2010 up to 28 January 2014. And when you hold on this and roll it, the date will be changing, but this will not be able to give us what we really want to do. So what do we do? You see, when we click on this something came up for further analysis to your video if you want to do that. But we are going to our formatting. So we click on format. When you click on format, you go to, because we have opened slicer, it will give us slicer setting. You click on slicer setting. Now you see that you can actually click on this below. It will give you a lot of things. It can be vertical list, style, between, before, after, drop down, among. So we want a vertical list. So you click on vertical list. But when you click on vertical list, something again, you see that each date is represented here, and it becomes clumsy if you want to use this. So it will not make sense for us to use. So we are going to further look at this work. So what we are going to do now is we open up our filter. When you open up our filter, then we'll close this. We'll close this and close this too. Go to your order date. The order date is already there as a field. When you open it, see your order date. I want to open a particular order date that will allow me to do some activity. Okay. Okay. Let's close this first and then open. I want to know if there's another order date in this field. Order date. Select hierarchy. Let's see. We selected hierarchy here. Let's open up this hierarchy and then want to, I think I'm going to change. I'm going to look if there's other dates. It's not giving me what I want. Of course, in data analytics and data science, you always make sure that what you want is what you see. Other date, no, it's not what I want. Close it. Let's close this and bring it out again. Okay. Let's bring in the slicer once again. And let's bring in our order date. want to see let me see coming. Let's look at this. Let's use the drop down. Then let's close this. Let me see date hierarchy. Okay, yes. So this is what I've been looking for. The date hierarchy. Now you see that the other date is already there. I can also, but I don't want to see. Okay, but you see that is when you look at this table, 2010 still have a drop down. If you open it, it will give you order this, and we still don't want this. Just want to see just the year. So because we just want to see just the year, what we are going to do is that we are going to remove the day, we remove the month, remove the quarter, and just leave only the year. So when we leave only the year, I can also go back and change the format again of the slicer, change the setting, remove drop down, put it to vertical. So it will be appearing not until you use your drop down. So with it now, you see we have the year is here. Just keep it one side. Then let's do something else. Anytime you want to do a new one, just click outside of the canvas. Just click outside of it. Then go again and get a slicer. As we have gotten a slicer, we are looking for the gender now. Where do we see gender? You can see gender in human resource employee. Let's open and see. Yes, there's gender there. So you click on gender. You see you have male and female. You bring it and you can bring it up and keep it here. Let's look also at you click outside again. You want to bring another slicer. You click on the slicer. Now watch what we're going to let's look if there's another important information here. Marital status. You click on marital status, male and female, and you bring it over and you keep it here. Let's see if we can bring something else. I don't want to make it complicated, just something simple so that you too can create your own and you will not have a lot of any issue. So we can also look at I will use the product category for the actual visual. So let's close this. Where else can we look at something? Let's see what is there in dim customer that is worth viewing. Gender is also there. Middle name, marital status is there. We don't need that again as replication. We can okay. Let's look at dim geography. We have city, country, region code, province. You cannot use everything. Always have that at the back of your mind. Let's look at fact internet cell again. You can see what we don't want to make a very ambiguous decision. We can also bring out quantity. So we'll come again and bring out slicer. When you bring out slicer, click on the slicer, then you come. Always click slicer first before you go to pick what you want to pick. Now one quantity, you click on quantity. Quantity, you will need the quantity in this manner. No, we don't need quantity. Remove it. Let's remove quantity. Let's look at something else. I want to see country. um okay, I want to get just one more thing, then we'll now use this to see how it will look like. English country regional name. Let's pick this. Okay, okay, so we can now maybe rearrange this so that you can be able to view it. You can keep it by the side. So when you look at this, we can see that we have country. We can also see that we have gender, marital status here. Anyhow you want it, you can always do it. So if we have this now, for instance, I now go in now to product category, for instance. This I use slicer to bring in, but this ones I'm bringing them direct inside. You see product category. What do I want there? I want the product category, English product category. You can always rename. Now, this is product category. You can come here and change this thing. You can decide to change it and put maybe donut to represent product category. Let's see how it will open up. Let's we're not seeing what we want. We can go back from that step. We can go back this step. Want to have a visual. This is not giving me what we want here, so we can remove it. Then remove it and look for something else. We can pick sales amount and put it up. Sum of sales, and then you can put the cell. We're having an issue here. I think there's something that is not going well. I'll come back to that. Let me put this on focus mode and see what is happening here. Sum of sale is there, but it's not breaking the sales per country. Okay. Let's remove it and look at something else. Now this is order quantity. Let me convert it into card to give me this. Okay. Let me also look at the sales again. The tax amount. Let me look at the tax amount. I want to okay. Open the deep category again. Product category English. Now let's click on it. Now we have the product category. Let me see what is there. Okay, this is the product name. That is why it was not giving me what I want initially. What I'm looking for is not this. I'm looking at um, products. Let's open up the product and look at it. Let's look at it's supposed to be product category. That's supposed to what gave me component and accessories. That is what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for in this work. As if I didn't bring it in. No, it was there. Let's go back and look at this. I want to see it again. Let me see the team product category. Let me see what constitutes team product category. No, the product category. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's go back to dim product category. Dim product category is what I'm looking for. Dim product category. Okay, this is it here. And if it is it, why are we having a different? This is what we're looking for. So we'll have this. We want to see sales. We can now juxtapose it with sales. Go to fact internet sales and bring out sales. Fact internet sale. Want to see the sales. So we go to sales amount. We click on it. See now it is not displaying sales amount for you. So based on this now, we can leave it like this, but we can also maybe change, give it a diagram now. Now we can expand this, for instance, and we can see that it is being biased when you look at the focus mode. See that majority of the sales are bike. 70 96% are bikes, accessories, clothing. Even the component cannot even be seen because it's very small. That is the information we are getting here. You can keep it aside or you can bring it down. Now let's look at something else again. You can check unit price by, or maybe geography. We will look at geography. Let's check geography. So I can pick location. This geography, I can pick country, region, for instance. Not here. Close this. Click outside. Then click on country, region name, and see what it will give you. This is geography for you. You can shift this to one side. You can expand this to have a better view. So shift this one side. Maybe you can expand this upwards. Okay. So this is geography, and it's telling you the country and their name. Now let's see if you can be able to maybe check for profit under Fag Internet Sell. We check for profit. There's no profit there. Product cost, amount ship. Okay, let's look for something else. We have same quantity. We can also bring in sales. We can bring sales as a card. The sales that has shown up, can bring it here. Sales amount. We'll convert it to cards so that it just give us number. You can open it up. Remember what we are doing, we want to have interactive dashboard. Let me just put maybe one more. I'm trying to see that I don't make the work any kind of complicated. I want it to be as simple as possible. I want to see what else I can put there. Yearly income, total children, marital status. Do I have marital status here? Yes. We have gender. Want to get one more graph, just one more graph to join to what we have. The reseller, what is in the reseller that we can use. Product line, dim sales reason. Okay. So let's just use this for the sake of explanation so that we can see how it works. And now having this data now, now we want to see what is happening in Australia. We can just click on the Australia in the chart. You see that your diagram, your graph has shifted to Australia, and you can see that the sum of quantity that Australia produced in total is just 13,000, and this is the sum of sales for Australia. Even the bike has also changed. Even if I can expand this a bit so that we can see when it is changing. Okay, let's push this up and reduce this a bit. Let's bring our bike here and reduce it this way and this way and this way and this way. Okay, okay. So in formatting, you can make this more beautiful. This is mostly for illustration. Okay. Can make this bigger. Okay. So Australia, now we want to see marital status, married and single. We want to see single. We're only focusing on Australia and we're looking at the single. We're looking at gender, single that are female. And you're looking at year 2010. So you see that just one table can able to get a lot of information, a lot of insights. Now we can now shift. Okay, let's see Canada for the same year. We are moving from Australia to Canada. You can see that the sum of quantity has reduced, the sum of sales amount has reduced, even the bicycle graph has changed, amongst others. And if you go to France for the same period of review, you see a different story altogether. And you go to Germany, you can see Germany is blank, doesn't have information. You go to United Kingdom, we see our value. Now you want to look at 2012. You see how our values are changing. This is an interactive dashboard. You can put a lot of things in your dashboard, and yet it is very, very simple and easy to understand. You can even add other things you can remove, and then you can format this work. You can format this work. So, but for now, I will leave it at this so that we'll continue to build it up from tomorrow, in our next class. So, this one you can also, assuming you want to look at two countries, you can click on Australia, hold your shift and click down. It will show you both Australia and Canada at the same time. You can also do the same thing for a year, maybe 2010, and you want to also see 2011. Hold on your shift cursor on your laptop and press your arrow down. It will give you as you want. And you want to see both male and female, the same step applies. And you don't want to see any of them, or just want to see, just click up and it will just click on any place here, it will just remove and you're back to where you are. So this is where we're going to draw the curtain today. I hope you have learned and continue to watch and practice and become better. I'll be sending materials, study material to us by tomorrow to add to what we have as we gradually build up our work. But before we go, we are going to save our work. So we go to file, the name of, let's see the name of the work before we go to file. Okay, sample superstore by CDC Powerbi the 3. We see continue there. So we just come to save and just click on save. So our work has been saved. So when we go back to it, we can continue from where we stop. So you can also do the same for your own work by clicking on save or giving it a name, and it will remain the way it is.